Well, it's been almost 24 hours since President Trump and Elon Musk's bitter public feud began. Both men quick to throw punches. Trump saying that Elon Musk was wearing thin, among other things. And Musk claims that Trump couldn't have won the election without him. There's some Epstein insinuations and even more. But a white flag may be on the horizon. According to the White House, Elon Musk now wants to speak with President Trump. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno here with my co-host, Kayleigh McEnany. And also joining us today, Cheryl Casoni, Fox Business anchor and host of American Dream Home on Fox Business. Marie Harf, Fox News contributor and former State Department spokesperson under President Obama. And Tom Shalhoub, Fox News contributor and Fox Nation host. Now, first, let's go to senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy, who is live outside the White House with the latest on this very public feud. Peter.
And Emily, we are here outside the White House. We have something that we don't usually have when we join you from the North Lawn. We have a live picture of the driveway that is in between the White House and the EEOB. Okay, you see right there, red Tesla with Florida tags. We can report today that this Tesla that President Trump bought for staff to use as part of a South Lawn demo to help Tesla. The plan is now for it to be given away or sold. Musk might talk to White House aides later on today, but officials here are not tracking any kind of a call with the president.
I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. You know, Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate. Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore.
This was the lowest blow from Musk. He said, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. After some back and forth, the president eventually said, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Accusations also flew around about the Epstein list, and the closest thing to a detente was Musk writing, "You're not wrong," in response to billionaire Bill Ackman, who posted, I support Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are much stronger together than apart. And officials here basically say the big, beautiful bill is more important to President Trump than making nice with Elon.
The only difference between Friday and today is Elon went back to his companies, and as a businessman, he has a right to speak for his companies. But as president, President Trump has a responsibility to fight for this country.
We're also told that when President Trump says Elon Musk was wearing thin here, that started about a month ago. Back to you.
Peter, thank you. All right, Marie, I want to come to you first. Because some people feel that this is simply a public airing of dirty laundry, a squabble that will be resolved quickly. But there are others who feel that this represents something much greater, including both of the positions and offices that they hold, and sort of portends a potential rift in MAGA territory. What does the Democrat side say?
Well, it's interesting. Obviously, this is good political entertainment for a lot of people, right? This feud yesterday when it exploded, you know, X and Blue Sky were abuzz with this very, sort of Mean Girls feud they were having. But I think what's important to your question, Emily, is what it says about how they view government and public service. They immediately went to Elon saying, I got you elected, I helped you, and Trump saying, well, I'm going to take away your government subsidies. It really laid bare, I think, the corruption that Elon Musk, a private citizen with a ton of government contracts, got given private information, access to a ton of government facilities, fired a bunch of government workers who make a sliver of what he makes in a day. And now he's threatening to cut off, Donald Trump from his campaign contributions. So I think they are laying bare, once the hubbub of this, I think, dies down, the fact that they are openly talking about how corrupt they are and how they helped each other get money and positions of power, the American people do not like that. And I think you're going to see, even independents and some Republicans saying, this is messy because it's so gross and so corrupt.
So, Kayleigh, Marie says corrupt, but many see transparency as this. And the hallmark of the fact that this is laid bare on the public square is in a stark contrast to the prior administration, hallmarked by opacity, but also that it's simply sort of dealing out in platforms that they own so that we can see how the sausage is made. And it sort of shows, too, that perhaps Trump's, his baby is the big, beautiful bill that he takes much more seriously than attacks on him personally.
I think quite the opposite, Marie. First of all, Elon Musk is not some random business that got a government contract. Elon Musk happens to have the way you get to space, SpaceX. That's the way we get to space. And he had contracts in the Biden administration. So the fact that this rift happens shows there's not this mutual dependence that can't be broken and there's this corruption that solidifies them. No, this falling out shows quite the opposite, in my view. What I will say is this. One of the best voices and most respected voices that I have come to really admire is that of Bill Ackman, who has been such a mediator between Harvard and the Trump administration. And yesterday, as we were tracking this, Emily, we're on the couch, right? We start to see these Elon Musk tweets come out. We see Trump mention him from the Oval Office, and then they escalate, and Elon escalates. And then throughout the day, it escalates more. And then there was a drop last night, because I'm monitoring the Twitter feed, and the drop came with Bill Ackman's tweet. Bill Ackman said this: "I support Donald Trump. I support Elon Musk. They should make peace for the benefit of our great country. We are stronger together than apart." First time we got any sign of Elon Musk backing down, he said, "You are not wrong." Then he doubled down on that. Someone said to him, like, "Hey, don't decommission Dragon, the spacecraft." And then he wrote, "I agree." So we saw this de-escalation when this respected voice came in. And I want to praise President Trump, because President Trump today, he could have roasted Elon Musk. He's not doing that. He put out 5 tweets about the economy. Yes, he has called reporters. Jonathan Karl is one of the reporters he spoke with at ABC. Jonathan Karl said he didn't seem angry about Elon Musk. Donald Trump has taken the high road here. He really has. And I want to praise him on that. And let's hope that for the good of the country, to Bill Ackman's point, these people come together, because the richest man in the world and the most powerful can obviously have quite a partnership for the behest of the American people, as we saw with rescued astronauts.
Yeah, so Cheryl, I'm the kind of person that, I really hate conflict. I get uncomfortable when people, argue in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, when you're at dinner with friends and someone is arguing with their boyfriend or girl, I get really uncomfortable. So there's many people who feel like, they're like, oh gosh, is this the end? And then there's others who say, this is a drop in the bucket for people who are sort of hot on the inside, and that it's easily forgettable. It's a flash in the pan. They will move forward. What do you think this sort of messages for the future of the party in this collaboration, i.e., is it forever fractured, or indeed is it reparable?
Well, I think that both men would do well to figure out a way to coexist. I don't know that bromance is ever going to be what it was. That's just my opinion. But, look, there are real-world implications, and she just brought up SpaceX. Look, Tesla stock erased 14% yesterday on all of this. That was $152 billion in market value for that company. A lot of people own Tesla stock in their 401k. Note to self. The other thing here, and the Wall Street Journal mentions this, is they call it the Trump-Musk War of the Roses. And this is the editorial board. But they say the political allies will both lose in this nasty divorce. Look, Elon Musk is not going to get those EV mandates back into the big, beautiful bill. He knew that, obviously. I'm sure he wasn't happy about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure that his ire needs to be at Donald Trump. Maybe directed at Congress. They're the ones that are not heeding the work of Doge. And you know what? Look, I'm a numbers person. I'm a geek. If I spent that much time and I brought an entire staff of people that I trusted and believed in, which is what Musk did, to work on Doge to find government waste and fraud and to figure out a way to have a fiscally conservative and responsible government, I'm a fiscally conservative type of gal, I'd be furious too. So I'm not sure that Musk's ire was sent in the correct place. But I think that Bill Ackman is right. Let's bury the hatchet. Let's move on and move past this.
Tom, I noticed that yesterday in the press conference with the German chancellor, what wasn't answered, at least not to my understanding, I might have missed it, but a reporter asked the president if Elon Musk had raised concerns privately before going public with his concerns about the bill. And I don't think, at least from what I saw, that we got an answer on that. So do you think that matters in this? And do you think the White House stating that there isn't a call scheduled today, it has no plans to speak with Elon Musk today, that sort of is sending a message in and of itself? You know what? You burned me publicly. You can sit tight for a minute. I'll get to you when I can, especially on the 81st anniversary of D-Day.
Yes, and you don't need to make up right away, and I think Trump knows that. I don't know if he ever needs to make up. Bill Ackman wants them to make up and be cozy. We have to have this coalition together. But, Trump doesn't need to like you to make deals with you. People sometimes complain about that, but he says, hey, I'll meet with Putin. I want to talk to Putin. He's a tough guy. He went to North Korea. He will deal with the baddest guys on the planet. He will make deals with them. So he does this in his own government. He feuds with Jerome Powell. Trump doesn't need to be on your good side to get things done. So this might be a new role for Elon. He's not a politician. Okay, he's not getting in the way of Trump and his voters. He's not getting in the way of MAGA. He is having a personal feud with Trump. But even if they don't make up, they could come together and make a deal. And he could say, oh, look, he's a tough guy. Hey, I respect him. You know, I don't like him anymore, but, you know, they can make a deal. So that could be the new relationship. And it could work for Elon as well, because a lot of people, you know, Elon is now just totally identified as being a Trump guy. Okay, now he's not. So maybe he can make his own deals on the side with people who don't like Trump. Maybe it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and we'll see what those Vegas odds say about who says I'm sorry first.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.